NPC's underway this week, and you know these two Harbour boys are pretty excited about seeing all of that go down. So huge games on as well, some absolute doozies. We've got a Ranfurly Shield challenge between Taranaki and Northland. We've got some old rivalries. We've got the Battle of the Bombays going on. Southland versus Otago on Stag Day. Stag Day?
Oh, like last year, Southland won. It was almost like they won the competition. Like they invest a lot in Stag Day.
What is Stag Day?
I think it's just get along and get right in behind your provincial side, and the crowd are right into it. And it's like a battle of the bridge. Like there's no love lost between Otago and Southland, and it was probably the most amazing one last season. So and the fact they got the result and it was a close game. So I'm really looking forward to that one. There's plenty of pride and passion behind that one.
Sounds like Stag Day should be a public holiday. They have that on a Friday.
I think it
probably do if they win.
I think there is one. If they win, they'll need it with the way they celebrate.
Yeah, absolutely. But there is lots to look at, including, I suppose, the most important thing about the NPC that everyone wants to see is new stars coming through. So you guys have cast your eyes across some of the teams. Jipper, who are you seeing as the youngsters to keep an eye out?
There's some youngsters obviously coming out of that 20s program, but I still think there's some players that are young in their careers and almost feel this season is their season to really stamp their mark as, I suppose, the superstars of NPC. And I think Finn Hurley's one. You talk about Stag Day. He's the sort of player that can take that away from you pretty quickly with his attacking game. We saw his development and growth at Super Rugby level. I'm really excited to see how he looks to dominate NPC and really dominate, I suppose, the highlight reels that we know he's capable of.
I've got a couple. I think for North Harbour, got to be able to put North Harbour in there, Ross. But I've got Tristram Cook. I think with Cam Christie, another Harbour person who's quite young, is going to be injured, and I think he's actually going to have a big play in terms of what that Harbour season goes. And he's very good. Like I think Jippers talks around traits. And look, he pretty much is very similar to kind of Brodie Retallick mindset of being able to hook in and being able to clean rucks and being able to do all the dirty work. So he's definitely one guy that I think will be one to watch. Dylan Pledger from Otago. I know they've got some good halfback ranks down in Otago, but I think with his New Zealand 20s program and how he played, he's definitely one that I'm keeping an eye on. Mosesi Basin, who's going to be down at Manawatu, and he's going to have some great, I guess, teachers with TK Howden and Brandon Yosse down there to be able to teach him with that young guy coming through. I think he had an awesome under-20s campaign. And I've gone for a couple of older guys that are coming back, coming back, Ross. I think Lester Whainganuku coming back from France, and I guess that Tasman team. How stack's that Tasman team, by the way? They're absolutely, if they don't win it, there's something wrong.
Is anyone looking into the salary cap?
Well, I'd love to see as well when you've got Mitchell Drummond and Finlay Christie being your two halfbacks along with David Havili. And anyway, so I've gone off on a rabbit hole. Sorry, Tasman, book on if you're the TAB, go book on them.
Gamble responsibly,
Gamble responsibly, of course. But two old guys I've gone also. Jake Heenan. I don't know, most New Zealand people won't know him, but he was a former New Zealand under-20s player. Played with him for New Zealand under-20s. When applied his trade over at Connacht and Bristol Bears with Pat Lambert. He's coming back to play for his last season in Northern, and I guess to be able to see him play, he'll be one for Northerners to come watch. So, and lastly, Peyton Spencer. I know he's been injured the last year, but I think he's definitely a kid who has a big future, and I'd love to see him stay injury-free and for that Auckland team as well.
I'm really interested to see how they use him because Rico Simpson's another one. Obviously in that Auckland setup. If they could create a nice little 10-15 axis, there's some really excitement around both those players, and I think could they actually grab the competition by the scruff of the neck and make a charge like that? Auckland squad's extremely strong up front, and if they can provide the ball for those two men, I think they're exciting. I'm also with you with Tasman. I think Fletcher Anderson, he played fantastic at number 8 last season. Another guy that I think if he puts in another big shift, then more Super Rugby opportunities will come because he's definitely good enough. He can play 6, 7 and 8, and I think in terms of young hookers, there's so many of them about. But Odenrin, he is like watching the Crusaders under 20s. You literally just cannot take your eyes off this guy. He's got a massive blonde mullet and just flies into everything. And if there's a try on offer, he seems to be Johnny on the spot. If there's a big tackle to be made or a loose ball, he is just all out energy. And I'm excited to see him go at the sort of next level, that under 20 level. There is a big step up when you're going up against some, Super Rugby stalwarts. So I'm excited to see how he goes and how he brings that sort of energy and enthusiasm into the NPC ranks.
Oh, well, I'm not going to say I'm disappointed there were no counties players mentioned.
Oh, you surely have done your prep.
Hoskins and
Tutu, Golden Papali. They might go all right.
I think they'll be fine.
Yeah, I think they'll do fine at that level.
Yeah,
just fine.
They've got a good. There's not a lot of. They've kept that squad together. There's not a lot of new faces in that squad, and they had their opportunities last season. They'll just need. I think the biggest thing with a lot of the teams like the Harbour, the counties, the Manawatu's is when your depth is tested, and making sure you can keep. Bodies fresh and available is really critical to making a charge against those bigger squads.
Definitely.
Can Northland take the Shield?
I just don't think you can ever go against the Northland side. It'll be obviously a big ask, but they'll razzle it. They won't. I don't think they'll leave any stone unturned, and I think they'll go to win it rather than creep their way into the victory like Sam Knock and co. I just think they will play with, I think, a lot of freedom. And I think that's, when you see the Shield change over, it normally is I suppose the opponent coming to the defenders area, they have to take it by the scruff of the neck, especially early. And if they can do that, then their big challenge will be. Taranaki just love their set piece. If they infringe, they'll go to the corner, go to the line out more, and then at scrum time they'll milk penalties. So they just need to make sure they hold their own up front, but they've got enough X factor to do it.
And I think also like for Ranfurly Shield footy, you've got to have a good 9 and 10. And I think with Sam Knock and Rivers Rehan and with the performances he had with the Crusaders, and I know this is obviously it's a 15-man game, 23 most times, but I think having those two guys. First game of the year, big time experience. That's what Ranfurly Shield Rugby is about. Getting those 3 points, earning it the hard way, and being able to, have good game managers. And I think Sam Knock and Rivers Rehan are probably one of the best experienced 1-2 tandem in the NPC competition.
Yeah, that is a strong combination, isn't it? Taranaki, is it?
I do think Taranaki.
I think the hard thing is
they are very strong, and they've been strong for a long time.
Pre-season forms are so hard to read into. Like Auckland absolutely dismantled Northland the other night. So, I mean, it's just hard to know. They've had a lot of obviously Māori ABs away, so they're just sort of coming into the squad. So it's quite hard to get a gauge of where Northland's at. But similar to those players, I think Josh Jacob and co went over to the Barbars, Ratamaitu Neatkin, so they're drip fed back in. So both squads probably, it's sort of hard to pinpoint, but if you were to go on pre-season form, Taranaki have been pretty efficient, so you'd like to think they're going in as favourites.
Yeah, putting the Shield to the side, we've got a new format in the NPC, right? It's going to run a little bit differently. Jipper,
no Storm Week.
No Storm Week.
No Storm Week. I always loved a good Storm Week.
Oh, I love Storm Week.
I loved a good Storm Week.
Loved
it. I think both coaching staff and players were very keen to sort of not see the Storm Week. That's probably, it's very similar in terms of the crossover, two different sort of conferences, same final series, but the big winner out of it is that
coaches.
No Storm Week, and you don't have to stress, because I think if you use Tasman as an example at the end of last season, having that Storm Week when they're just hanging on and they're fighting for that quarter-final berth, it just came at the wrong time for a team that probably could have
fell off.
Yeah, and they just had injuries, and so I think that was a big marker that if you can't get them all out early, then it's probably not really doing the job, because everyone probably agreed that Tasman were a side that probably could have gone a lot deeper.
Yeah, looking at that squad, a Storm Week wouldn't really be a problem though, would it?
Well, no.
Even though it depends how many of them in the All Blacks. It's probably
sickening.
more to it.
It's sickening how much depth they have.
I think there was a point a few years ago where they had 4 All Blacks blindside flankers on the books. I think they had Liam Squire, Shannon Frizzell,
Ethan Blackadder.
It was just all of them there.
Talfua was there as well.
Yeah, Talfua, and it was like, you guys. Like, really? Come
Well, they love
on.
a lot. They've obviously got a very good culture down there, so you want to they want the boys to go play down there. But
I can assure you, every
Jeez.
dollar is accounted for, so they're well within the salary cap. There's no Melbourne Storm.
No paper bags and boats?
No.
No? Okay, well, that's good. Well, you're a good team. You're a good team. I'm not slighting you at all. There's a lot of good players there.